What's up, Steeler Nation? We are the Observers. Smo and Chris here with you this evening. Even I'm exhausted this evening. I'll tell you what. I did not sleep well last night. I just want to go to bed, but here I am. No Grant.
Yeah, listen, I flew to New York Tuesday night, had a whole, let's see, 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. workday Wednesday.
Sheesh.
Woke up at 3:30 today, flew back to Jacksonville to an all-day on-site with a customer here, and I'm here. After a win, he can't show up.
That's props to you. Let's focus on you and like all you went through to be here, Smo. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, it's for the people.
I mean, we wouldn't, honestly, this wouldn't even happen if it weren't for you. So shoot. Kind of have to have you. But
No
yeah,
way.
no, Grant's out gambling. I mean, I hope he wins all the money. So then that way, the Observer's trip is on him. At least Observer's golf, it'll be on him, right?
Yeah, should be. I thought we are golfing for free at his club.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I feel with the attendance thing, there has to be some sort of punishment, right? There
We can
has to be
figure it out.
something. Like, yeah, he can't get off of this
He
without
he
consequence.
he can't commit after a win. It's a sad state of affairs.
That's crazy.
He was super intrigued by the debate. He couldn't do it Tuesday night. A made for TV event.
I think he was
And
happy about it. No, but also, so you got me off track. I was thinking about something with him not being here for it. But yeah, no, Grant couldn't make it even after a win. But the show must go on. And
Indeed.
the Steelers were able to beat the Falcons, kind of run over them a bit, 18-10. And Smo, like initial thoughts.
Thoughts being hopefully the defense stays healthy all year. That's been the big problem. And in recent years, we lost TJ, we lost Cam, we lose Mako, we lose every inside linebacker. So we're a dangerous team when the defense is healthy. I think I talked about the depth at corner and being concerned about that. Like, if they stay healthy, it's fine. Um,
Speaking of that corner health, Joey Porter Jr. went out and we were like, oh shit.
oh
And
yes, yes.
then but then we learned something though. It was Corey Trice Jr. that came in. I think he's a junior. But yeah, Corey Trice came in and filled that position for him. So it
For a
comes
few
that depth chart,
snaps.
we know.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah. I mean, Porter came back, of course,
Yeah, of
but
course. I
Trice came in.
I think I'd say like some keys to the game. Uh, I think people underestimated how hurt Kirk Cousins probably still was. Like that dude could not move, and they kept talking about it during the game, and they certainly talked about it a bunch afterwards of just like he was never under center. So like
Hmm.
crouching down, getting the snap, dropping back. They it was like every it's almost 100% of the time in pistol they ran the ball, and it was like 85% of the, no 100% of the time in shotgun they threw it, 85% of the time in pistol they ran. Like I'm sure the Steelers picked up on that. Like all you're doing is like he can't go under center. So when you run it, you're in pistol, and he couldn't move whatsoever. So like had I known that, probably would have adjusted my thinking. But he definitely is not 100%.
Yeah, you just reminded me. That's why Grant didn't show up because he predicted us to lose.
Well, so did I, and I'm here.
Y'all suck for that. Oh, sorry, I got the Bills
Was that pick six?
Dolphins game. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, two. This is third pick.
There's two. It's his third pick. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Yeah,
Shoot,
so
that's
I think, yeah, I don't know. I think Atlanta will be better later in the year. Um, they still have a good defense, and I think the people that are complaining about the offense have forgotten what last year was like. Like we only had two three and outs. We moved the ball pretty easily.
yep.
Yeah, we didn't punch it in the end zone. But like our defense, how we want to win games is playing defense first. And last year we just went three and out, three and out, three and out. Defense constantly on the field, constantly in tough situations. At the very least, if you're moving the ball and kicking a field goal, moving the ball and flipping fields, like that puts us in a better position. And if we're moving the ball, that usually means we're running it. So like later in the game, like yeah, like we ran so many two, three, four tight end sets. Like their D line and linebackers just had to be tired as you could possibly be towards the end of that game of just getting worked by Darnell Washington and Najee's coming at you. You know, the young guys on the line, like they did a solid job. Like move the ball. They had some new wrinkles. We had a quarterback that could throw downfield. Last year, there's no chance we're getting those 3 points just before the half. No chance. We'd have
Oh
taken a
God.
knee and gone to halftime.
Yeah.
Like they played to their strengths. Like they rolled Fields out a ton, gave him easy throws. People complaining about the middle of the field and not utilizing it, but I think Arthur Smith came out today and was like they've Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. Like we're not going to throw it to the middle of the field if we don't have to. Like I don't why you would like when they threw the middle of the field on us, we picked them off. Deshaun Elliott, like that's what happens over the middle of the field. So if they've got two very good safeties and you're moving the ball without doing it, so yeah, play to your strengths. So I mean, I thought it was a well coached game.
I mean, what else did you want? The offense, for the most part, didn't kill itself. We didn't have too many penalties. Well, warranted penalties called on
Yeah,
us. God,
the TJ was not offside.
no,
The offensive pass interference was suspect.
that was awful.
Yeah, and the blowing Pickens when he made that catch, that sliding
Mhm.
catch, and they rolled him down. He was never touched. So these refs were
Right.
just like not. Then that one play where they didn't it was first down, but they didn't turn the chains. So like
Yeah.
the Falcons thought they stopped it. Like these, it was awful performance by the officials.
How about the guy pulling Najee's helmet off?
But yeah, they missed that. That was bad. It was bad
But then
against
they
all
called
odds.
Broderick Jones for that
He
personal
didn't do
foul, and it
anything.
was an offsetting.
He didn't
And then
do
we ended up
anything.
not scoring that. Yeah. So there was a lot
Yes,
of things that happened in that game that we got called for, or they did not get called for. Yet we were able to overcome all the bullshit. You know what I mean? First snap, Zach Frazier, Mountaineer, he said it. I was telling my dad actually that it sounds like something I would say. He was like, it's like a dream come true. You get to start in the game and first snap, you fumble it. And it's just like the way he set it up. He said that's not an exact quote, but it was it was funny.
yeah,
Uh then Beanie Bishop, he was caught in a tough spot when Kyle Pitts got the one touchdown that shouldn't happen because should have been a sack fumble recovery by TJ Watt. But Beanie was out of position there, but he did make four tackles, including a heads up play where he kept the receiver. I think it was Ray McLeod. He kept him in bounds, and the
inbounds. Yeah,
clock kept running. So that was something that I watched it again, and I heard the announcer like call that out. Then there was a blitz on us, and Zach Frazier had a really good pass blocking grade. And the announcer even saw him pick up the blitz on the replay, and he's like, wow, that was picked up like really well. He didn't say Frazier's name, but it was obvious that's who he was talking about.
yeah.
So it was an impressive day for him for sure. So the
Uh,
Rooks,
The big thing being is we had no idea when we recorded last that Fields would be the starting quarterback. So how do you assess of how he played?
well, shaky to begin with, but then he settled in and did exactly what we needed him to do. He protected the ball. He was athletic. You know what I mean? He made decisions and he stuck with them. He lived with them.
Yeah,
And the offense for the most part stayed on schedule. Outside of a couple of those hiccups, I thought he was relatively solid, honestly.
yeah. Shut off his arm a few times. He missed a
Mhm.
couple. He had that little floater out to. I guess he didn't float it is the problem. He had Najee for an easy gain early in the game
Yeah.
out in the flat that he kind of threw a bullet slightly behind him. Another time where he missed. I think he missed Van Jefferson for an easy first down at one point.
Yeah.
So again, like you're gonna have that with him. The element of his legs is just like he's not looking to. I don't know. At least that game, he's not like a dancing around like a Lamar does. Like he kind of knows where the sticks is, and he's putting his head down and getting the first and just rolling with it. I
Yeah.
think he slid the one time. Otherwise, he's kind of like diving head first and getting where he needs to be. Um, I still think I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see if they open it up with him a little bit this next week.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I mean, he did open it up more so than what we saw because that would be a lot. more
I
than
think
little threes.
they did a
Stan.
lot of, he took a lot of the first team reps, but he didn't know he was, unless they knew on a Friday. Like it's not like he was planning the whole week to be the starter.
Mm.
Um, and I think they probably likely like played it safe. There was a lot of rollouts where he had just like a 5 yard dump pass. Um, I'd be interested to see if they kind of open that up just a little bit more. We'll see.
It would be fun. I'll tell you that. It was fun to watch him. Not gonna lie, see him repping the Steelers. Then Najee back there, Pickens being the number one guy. Who knows what's going on with everybody else at the receiver position? Because good grief. Although Calvin Austin he had a nice little return game there for
He
us.
looked good on return. Scotty Miller's got to get one of the stars of the game.
He did, yeah.
Like,
And
dude came in, was the backup holder, holds on a key field goal out of nowhere, and on Boz's punt. Like Boz is obviously the star of the game. You kick 6 field goals, you punt. Big ups to Boz. But on that kick, I mean, that's a low line drive. Those are the types that are returned for decent chunks. Scotty Miller's the first one down there making the tackle. Um, the stuff that's gonna like that kind of stuff will keep him his roster spot, just like Boykin, how Boykin had a spot for so long.
just being
What a
like a
guy out of
utility type
nowhere.
of person.
He
Yeah,
hadn't held a field goal since high school. They said
that's awesome.
it's
Nah, I
crazy.
mean, just next man up and just
What
be
went out for the punter,
capable.
man?
And then he's a fast dude too. So who knows? Who knows how all these guys get used? Because I didn't know Pruitt was going to be playing like he did. I was like, who the hell is that? I was actually very surprised at that. And we saw some of those grades. He and Darnell Washington out of 65 tight ends were ranked 12 and 13. Back to back. Like that. That's
That's what I'm talking
interesting.
about with the number two receiver thing. Like if we had someone like an Ayuk who's gonna want the ball, like a $30 million receiver would want the ball,
Hmm.
like we're just not built to do that, to support two receivers in that regard. We're gonna be wanting to. How many times have we run the ball?
41, I think.
I mean, yeah, like Field starts. So Fields ran 14 times, Harris 20. If Jalen wasn't hurt, he probably has more than two, I imagine. Like
Hmm.
we want to run the ball. Most of the plays are going to be running the ball. We're going to take our shots to Pickens. He's going to get his. I think in the right situations, Muth is going to be always be the next guy. Like he was targeted 4 times. If you just take all the tight ends, Muth had 4 targets. Pruitt had 2. Washington had 1. Little Cam didn't have any. So that's 7 targets to the tight ends, 7 to Pickens. Like there's just not going to be enough balls to go around to support a
A
second
big.
ball dominating receiver. Like I'm telling, it's going to be. I just feel like it's going to be a cast of characters each go around. Like one week, Calvin Austin's going to make a play. Another, Roman Wilson's back to full practice. He's going to make 3 or 4 key catches,
I hope
and it
it's
might be like
Roman
matchup
because
based.
I don't want to have to go out and give up picks or something crazy for another one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't want to have to go like the Ayuk deal. That was a steep price to pay. Well, it was a third round pick. I don't know. But then we had to pay him too. So
yeah.
then we have to figure out the money for everybody else. And yeah, nah, I'm good.
No, I mean I could still see like a better two, but like someone who's that considered top tier, and I don't think would have worked out. So I stand by that.
Staying on business there.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember DK Metcalf did it on they were playing the Cowboys. I think he did it like it's like that standing on business or something. That's a YouTube thing. You gotta, subscribe to it and watch it. But
Right.
all right, so we talked about some of the rookies. Somebody that we missed was Peyton Wilson, who actually made that touchdown saving tackle that would have been their second touchdown, I believe. But he did
Yeah,
have that
he was all over.
TD-saving
He was over the
touchdown.
field. He shed a block to make that tackle.
Yep.
He looked good in space. The D line looked. If Ogunjobi's gonna again, Ogunjobi, I imagine is gonna get hurt at some point. But for as long as he's healthy, he's an effective player. Cam looked like he was back to his old self. TJ obviously is a defense player of the year candidate. Highsmith sealed his edge. Like they're just stay healthy for once. Like they are tough. They're tough on D.
Pause. Yeah, they are. The defense is. Doing pretty well. We are second in points given up. It is 1 week, but we do get to go play a rookie quarterback that's coached by Sean Payton. So we are favored in this game. It is away, and it's a tough spot to play. How are you feeling about going to Denver?
They need to eat this kid alive. I know Grant loves him. Um, and sure,
Grant loves
uh,
Bo Nix.
yeah, dude, you don't
I'm
remember
not
that?
surprised by that shit.
Yeah, I think he's great. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I get people get better in their careers, but like my wife went to Auburn. Like I watched him probably every game he played at Auburn. And like, yeah, he went to Oregon and Oregon spreads it out and does all the college stuff and he racks up touchdowns. And like at one point last week, he had like 81 yards on 20 completions. Like they were dinking and dunking everything. He like threw 3 picks. He was in no man's land. Like if they let this guy beat them, it's going to be a sad week. Very sad. There's no
It would
there's no
be
reason in Denver or not that Bo Nix should be beating the Steelers.
the media will clown us so bad.
Oh my god! And Grant,
There's
listen,
a
we've lost to some terrible quarterbacks. But fully healthy, second game of the year, his second start, like there should be no excuse.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can't see a reason as to why it should be much of a game. I feel like we should go have fun there.
Yeah,
But
it'd be
you just
nice.
never know. Like the game of football, like you just never fucking
When's the
know.
last time we like easily beat someone?
Shit. In that preseason game where Kenny Pickett was walking like Conor
Yeah, yeah.
McGregor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that we should be able to, like you said, eat Bo Nix alive. The pass rush should definitely get home, scare him, have him shook, and hopefully the secondary is able to feast. Even our linebackers. I would like to see that. So I don't know too much about their roster, although I was looking to see, and I think their offensive line kind of struggles. I don't think they're going to be as good as what we just saw in Atlanta.
I don't know. They got worked pretty good in week one, and they're going up against, I imagine, a better defense. Again, fully healthy, coming off what 3 sack performance, 2 picks. Like I don't know, and I don't know that they have the firepower. Like they don't have Judy anymore, so it's Cortland Sutton. It's they got Javante Williams at running back. I don't know. I don't see it, which probably means that like we'll blow it somehow, but I don't see it.
I don't know. This team just, yeah, like you said, stay healthy and stay on schedule. Just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah,
Let the
we're
defense work.
likely in for another similar game. I think we likely in for another similar game. As much as I want us to try and open it a little bit, clearly we're going to come out and try and just pound the ball, run whatever we need to. I mean, I'm thinking something like a 21-10 or something like that.
Hmm. I'm saying, well, I didn't know we were going to score predictions yet. What was Grant's? Because he texted to us.
24, he says 24-13, but he did pick Denver to win this game. So I'm not sure which way preseason. When we did it before
Grant.
last week, he had us he had us starting 1-3, losing these first two.
And that we would beat San Diego. Damn, DeMar Hamlin knocked Tua out. He's definitely not going to play again tonight.
Was he tweaking like the one time?
He didn't like fence as to what they call it.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
like he didn't do that, but his arms were up. That's crazy.
I'm just seeing that.
Sucks.
That's like a weird tackle. You kind of just like hit him with his forearm almost.
Hmm.
Didn't really look. I guess it kind of just like crunched his neck, just like the way Tua like leaned his head down and went in for it.
Yeah, but to the game itself, our game, I think that, well, thing to point out is that Najee in the running game looked like we were off of a bye week and we had to figure out which direction the offense was going to go. And then we end up being like a top 6, 7 running team in the league in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
That was the form that we looked like in week one against, they got Matt Judon, they got Justin Simmons, they get apparently their D line is talented. And Najee ran, he looked pretty good.
We showed up in Baldy's breakdowns quite a bit.
Yeah.
Darnell standing up, Judon,
Yep.
Frazier was mauling people.
Hmm.
There's really not much to complain about other than just not putting it in the end zone, which, it is what it is.
And then what
Um,
happened to the punter?
yeah.
That was awful. Sorry, dude. Get well soon. That was
Yeah.
awful, man.
I think he had what, like two punts for like 55 yards too. He's killing the ball.
Yeah, he would have helped us so much.
Yeah. We'll see. At least they didn't go after Harbin, so it saves us
Yeah. Were you shaking? Were you a
a little
little
bit,
nervous that
a
we
little
were
bit,
going
a
to?
little bit.
But who's this guy that we got? Corliss?
Yeah, he was on our practice squad in 21, punted a
Okay.
couple times for us when someone got hurt, and then was with the Vikings the next year, and then was cut again.
Hmm. All right.
That's
Well,
next man up.
hopefully it's better than what we had with old Harvin. But yeah, I think that I would like to see Nick Herbig turn it up. Would want to see Patrick Queen make like a signature play for us, get something in there because he was quiet. And then I like to see, yeah, Minka get in there. Just the whole gang. I want to just really run up some turnovers in this game.
A defensive touchdown would be nice.
Defensive touchdown would be sweet. And I want to see the offense get to open it up a bit. I want to have some fun this week and get excited about the Steelers
Then what do you
on
got for
offense, at least.
what's a fun score to you?
Phew. Say like 27-10.
All right.
That would be fun.
Yeah, indeed.
27 points. Woo!
A touchdown. Hey,
Should we talk about like
that's
real
nine
quick?
Boz field goals, 27.
There you go. That's easy. Cut down on the penalties. But hey, do we want to talk about what happened in the division so far?
But yeah, let's do it.
I mean, Baltimore, they had a tough game against the Chiefs. That's kind of how that goes. The Bengals getting ran over by the Patriots was interesting.
They are known to have some opening season jitters, but they looked bad.
But
Um,
that's like against people will say, oh, they always do poorly in the first game of the season. One of those in the last couple of years was against us. And that's when Burrow turned the ball over like four times, I believe.
yeah.
He threw that pick six to Minka to start the game. You know what I mean? And then that went, it did it go to overtime? Yeah, I think it did.
Mm,
And then we ended up winning it.
yep.
So one of those was to a really good defense. So it's not just something that the Bengals do. The Steelers like made that happen.
Yeah. And then the Browns.
And then the Browns got mauled by the Cowboys. So I don't know what that says about whenever we play them. It'll be interesting, right?
Deshaun is just like not, he doesn't do anything anymore. Like when he was with the Texans, he ran around and was this big playmaker, and like he doesn't do that. I don't know
No,
if he's like, did he just age super quick? 'Cause it's not like I don't know. He's just like he's not a special quarterback. Hasn't been for a long time, obviously, but like looked very pedestrian week one.
yeah, was not looking good. I mean, he hasn't in some time other than that game against Baltimore where he just went all out and they had a big comeback. But no, his time in Cleveland has been, I would have to say for a Browns fan, there are some in my office and they said, if they can get out of this situation, they would.
But they can't.
So that's crazy, man. That would a trade. Well, that has to go down as like the worst trade.
That's one of them.
It'd
Yeah,
be
so
worse
we're
than the
we're
Russell Wilson thing.
first in the division, 1-0. Everyone else is 0-1. And we scored the second most points in the division.
Nice. I
Listen,
mean,
we've turned it from a 17 game season to a 16 game season. It's just like every week and scoreboard watching for the playoffs.
Yeah. No, that's good point.
Shorten
And
it
it's gonna
up.
be great to, yeah, keep track of. All right, so we've got scores. Went through old game, kind of went through Denver. Grant's not here. I hope he's winning all the money, like I said, because Observer's Golf and what other things we get into is on him.
Yeah, that's for sure.